In this video, you're going to see a trade that I took that made me over $5,000 in under 15 minutes. You're going to see the full setup, how I found entry, and how much money this trade made me live. Then at the end of the video, I'm going to come back and break down the trade further. By the way, if you want to learn everything I know and trade alongside me live every single day, click the link below to see if you qualify. Enjoy the video. Before I invite the group in, I'll break this down, what I'm seeing for this afternoon session. So we're coming right up on 2 o'clock Eastern, and I really like the way this strategy has been following through today. Anytime that we found any sort of range support here and price close below, we distributed down. We found support again here, close below, distributed down. We found the low of the day down here. We traced all the way back up. So you can see we never found any sort of structure change. This is just a retracement, and found resistance here and then support down here. If you look at the overall structure from the low of the day, we had a retracement, we had a higher low, we had a test of the upper bound level of resistance at 628.55. We had a firm 5-minute candle close above it. We distributed up, found higher highs, higher lows, higher highs, ran into some selling pressure. Here's resistance here, retraced back down, higher lows again, came back up into range. We tested it, we closed above it, we distributed up, found resistance again, high lows, closed above it, distributed up. And so we're finding a nice bullish pattern here. The last key level from this morning that I'm going to keep an eye on is the 630.70, and that could be our resistance, or it could be our upper bound level of resistance. We'll see if this line right here at 630.21 will become resistance or not. And then if we close above, we can predict that we'll distribute up to 630.70. Anyway, I'll start the live stream now. Welcome everybody. I'll share my screen. All right, I was just kind of reviewing some price action and really like what I see. Every single time that we found a clear range, we found support here, we closed below, we distributed down. We had a little retracement here, found some support here, distributed down. We found the low of the day here, retraced back up. You can see how these two long distribution candles, essentially left this open for a retracement. This is a massive retracement, but it really is a retracement. Pushed back down, we found a higher low. So this is that shift, even though it's a long distribution. Retracement, higher low, test of resistance, firm close above, distribute up. Found another level of potential resistance here, pushed down. We did sort of break structure here, came right back with this candle, found our higher low, tested it, closed above, distributed up, found resistance, distributed up, very clearly in a bullish structure. I'm going to take a peek at the call contracts here. What I'm seeing right now is the same pattern that we've seen, which is strong push up. Could potentially find a retracement here, but it's very clearly in a bullish structure. And so I'm going to look at the August 6th, 631 calls. They're at about 135, 134. If we can get a firm 5-minute candle close above 630.21, I'll consider taking entry. Now this is trading into the 2 o'clock candle, but I do like our draw up, and I think it's been a very clear pattern and push up. There's the reaction again. Wouldn't mind if we stayed in this range, to be honest with you. So we'll be watching closely, looking like we're rejecting that level and finding a range, which is fine. But I am looking at the August 6th, 631 calls. We just have 6 seconds left, so looking like we'll stay in this range, which is fine. Actually, maybe preferred. 2, 1, staying away. So we have, I think we have a range that we can work with. This is just current price action. I'm reading current price action. We're finding resistance here, 1, 2, 3 touches. It doesn't quite correlate with, I would say probably let's keep an eye on 630.28. I'll just make this a different color here. We had 1, 2, 3 touches as support, pushed down from there. We've had a couple touches here as resistance. 630 or so has been a key level for a number of trading days. So, I have it just above it, a penny or so off. And so, yeah, I think we have our range. So we'll see if we stay in this range, if we test the 630 number, and there's something, right? We'll see if that was just a reaction to something. Hey, Todd, ideally, You like to have a hypothesis of where price will react from prior price action and then have that correspond with real live price action. We do make modifications and we do prioritize the most recent price action when we look for levels. What I'm seeing here, and I don't know if we're getting a Trump tweet or what we're getting, we had both resistance that we could hypothesize it would be support, but we also had support here that I did see current price action react to. I think we need this candle to settle down. I don't know if it's a political tweet or economic tweet or something. Let it play out. I do see it reacting to our levels very nicely there. I think you saw that. We have a lot of liquidity that was just swept down to this wicker. So let's just let this settle down a bit. Yeah, let's let this candle play out. I do like how it's reacting both here and here. A range we can settle into now. And I think I hear Jerry.
What's happening, buddy?
Hey, how you doing?
Good, bro.
Just raising an eyebrow at this candle here, but I was just kind of assessing the levels from the day. Just absolutely beautiful price action, respective levels, follow through, distribution. And so just need to find our range. I had 630.21, kind of an evolving level of resistance. Mm-hmm. Just above it, there was a level, 630.28, that price reacted to as support 3 times and then as resistance twice here. And so, kind of depending on if we come back up here, if we do, decide to take entry above 630.21, that's kind of threading the needle. Maybe the more conservative or, I guess, preferred entry, maybe above that 630.28, but we're getting this push down, and it's hard to assess what's causing that speed like that. It's going to let this settle down. We've got just a few seconds on this candle, not looking to take entry here. It did respond, and there it is closing right at
629.92.
Yep. So we'll see what happens here. Yep. Yeah, let's just mark that because you'll probably see this. Let's see if this holds as resistance now as well. Okay, we'll mark it here on the 1 minute as well. And I like to do that to see if we can get those reactions on the 1 minute, kind of intra 5 minute candle. It's going to respect it on both sides, but it's now showing that it wants to kind of trade in this little tiny range here, 9-cent range. So we'll let this play out. We've got 4 minutes left on the 5 minute candle. Getting some speed though. Even though we've had just red candles on the 5 minute chart, I do see a structure change on the 1 minute. I'm just looking for some more clarity, and I like the way it's kind of responding to all these levels. So let's see what it has down here if it makes it. Looking like we'll have to be ready to execute quickly if we do take entry. These are some speedy price movements both ways. Under 2 minutes left, it would be interesting to see if we come back down and close below this 630 and then come and test 629.82 again. We'll be a little patient. Let this play out a bit. 1 minute. There's that reaction. Nice. I'm just going to take a peek at some puts. I don't know if I'm ready to take entry on this candle necessarily. We've got 20 seconds. It is responding. In order to be a firm close, we have to be somewhere down here. So I'm looking at the August 6th, 629 puts, but it's not firm yet. It's going to be watching close here. August 6th, 629 puts. 3, 2, 1. Buying here. Filled at 136. No stop yet. Do expect a reaction here potentially, but if we can shoot through, I'll take my stop off. Or I'll look to take positions. I'm sorry. Stop still off. One more push. Ooh, let's do that again. Look for about 145 or so, if we can get it. One more push. Taking half off here at 145.
Oh yeah, SPY.
Okay, I'll put my stop at break even 136. That might be all we get, but we got a little bit of profit here. If we can really shoot down, I think we'll get some. We could get some speed, but nab a little profit when we get it. Stop at break even, and let's see if we go grab that liquidity down here. Just need to push through this level. I'm going to try to get a little bit more on this third quarter if we can get this speedy push down here. If we push through here, I'll take my stop off, and then I'll look to try to get some down here. See if we get it. Stops at 136. Be ready. Green trade no matter what. This could get really fast. Okay, take my stop off, and I'll put it back on at 136 here. I'll be a little careful leaving the stop off for too long. We don't want a lot of slippage here. I'm going to execute quickly. Okay, so be ready to execute quickly. Taking my stop off, and I'll take another quarter at 148. Got filled at 149. Stop to 140. Might slide that back a little bit. No, I'm going to leave it at 140. Stops at 140. We'll just try to trail this. If it doesn't give it too much, that's all right.
It bounced off the high of 718 to the penny.
Yep.
But Well done on the trade, man. Good stuff.
Yeah, we'll see if we can squeeze a little more out of this. Okay,
Yeah, I
stops
like
at
it.
stops at 140. If we shoot down, I'll slide it up a little bit. So stop to 142. We push back down. I'm gonna try to get some of that profit, have that profit come with us a little bit here. Go one more push down. I'll slide it again. Stop to 144. Stop to 147. Stop to 149. Stop to 152. Stop to 160. Stop to 175. Stopped. What an awesome trade, and what a great example of the power of options trading and the system to be able to be profitable despite of market conditions. Let me show you what I mean. Well, this was the entire price action from the day, and you can see right from the beginning of the morning session, we had a very clear sell-off, a trend down. At any point, you could have looked to take puts and be profitable all the way down here. And then once we reached the low of the day, right around here, the market conditions changed and became a trend up. Along the way, you could have looked for calls above resistance. In fact, when the session started, which started just before 2 o'clock, I was looking at price tapping and respecting a key level of resistance. And in fact, I was looking at how it was reacting to 630.20, right about here. And so you noticed when I was first reading price action, I was actually pulling up call contracts because, number one, saw a very clear level of resistance forming and was waiting for a firm 5-minute candle close above our key level of resistance. And I also was looking at what our draw may be. And I noticed that we did not have significant selling pressure until all the way up here at around 630.82. And so our overarching level of resistance was high enough for us to potentially get a full trade before it ran into significant selling pressure. And so you notice that I was actually pulling up call contracts at the beginning of this session. However, we failed to close above it and we started reacting down at the bottom of this candle. Here, I'm going to mark this with a little bit different color. So at 629.93, I started to see current price action reacting at a level of support. And so within that exact same candle, when I thought I might be looking at calls, once we started pushing down and tapping support, I felt really confident that price action was actually shifting from a bullish structure to a bearish structure. What gave me more conviction for that? Let me show you one more thing that I can use in my toolkit. So on the right here, I actually have the 1-minute chart. So this is the exact same price action viewed from 1-minute candle intervals instead of 5. What did the 1 minute tell me? So once we wicked above this key level of 630.20 and came back below, you can see we are now on this candle. As price descended, you can see we didn't just push down in one candle. We found lower highs, a reaction, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, and then a close below that key level. What that told me, and you can see it a little bit more clearly on the 1 minute, is we started a downward trend. And it wasn't just one candle push like it appeared on the 5-minute. It was a clear trend down, and that gave me just enough conviction to take entry on puts right here. And so key level of support, 5-minute candle close below support, firm close. And I'll show you once I get rid of these lines how I determined it was firm. You can see that the body of this red candle was longer than the lower bound wick. And did we like our draw? Well, we did not see significant buying pressure until all the way down here at about 629.59. And so we did have support, 5-minute candle close, firm close, like our draw. We took entry on puts, and what happened? We, in fact, got a wonderful push down and got a full trade, including trailing stops on the last quarter of our position for over a 16% trade. Anyway, if you got a lot of value out of this video, please subscribe to my channel below. And by the way, if you want to follow along with me every single day and learn everything I know, please click the link below to see if you qualify. See you in the next video.